coming up. Vaccines are available for all Mississippians. Find out how you can apply for yours now. Newswatch Ole Miss starts now. Good evening, and thank you all for tuning in to Newswatch Ole Miss. I'm Hannah Deere. Severe weather is expected to hit tomorrow. We have Stormwatch reporter Gavin Norton in the studio to help us prepare. Gavin?
Yes, windstorms, hail, tornadoes, all likely tomorrow while risks of severe weather continue to increase. The National Weather Service listing the storm as a moderate threat. It's now expected to hit earlier than previously anticipated as the warm front that gave us this nice warm weather starts to move north. You can see here the cold front is starting to move up from that was around Texas. It's coming from the south and the west. Rain will likely start later this evening and storms will pick up early tomorrow morning. For those looking to take shelter from the inclement weather and the possible tornadoes, Oxford shelter locations include the Oxford Utilities parking lot, the recycling center next to the Oxford Police Station, and OFD Station 4 off Jackson Avenue.
Thanks for that update, Gavin. We'll try our best to stay safe out there for the next couple of days. Vaccine appointments are now available to all Mississippians ages 16 and older. Governor Tate Reeves tweeted yesterday there were almost 10,000 appointments available statewide over the next 3 weeks. Lafayette County's drive-through vaccination site is located at the National Guard Armory at 100 Ed Perry Boulevard behind the Oxford Conference Center. You can make a vaccine appointment through the Mississippi Department of Health's vaccine scheduler. The website is covidvaccine.umc.edu. Scroll to the bottom of the screen and click Get Started. You will be prompted to answer some health questions and schedule your appointment. The website is showing 1,578 vaccine appointments open. There are also available appointments for all employees and facility on campus, including students. Kroger and Walmart offering slots as well. The coronavirus pandemic has caused many adjustments to be made for restaurants, one being outdoor dining options. Newswatch reporter AJ Norwood is live in the studio with more on these seating options. AJ?
Thanks, Hannah. Many restaurants are hoping to make their temporary outdoor seating areas a permanent amenity for their customers. Here's what some restaurants and owners and managers have to say about what it will take to get this done.
Nearly 6 months after adding outdoor seating areas to restaurants, Proud Larry's owner Scott Carradine says a lot of these venues are looking to keep these outdoor spaces available to bring in more business.
Their plan is to keep them year-round, but they want to make them permanent and they want them to look nice.
Restaurants like the Blind Pig and Proud Larry's are looking to make their outdoor seating areas more permanent, but they have a lot of hoops to jump through with the city of Oxford if they want to make that happen. Hoops like constructing permanent patios in place of these temporary structures.
We have been really eager to invest in our outdoor dining to make it more worthy of the square, and as even the mayor said to me, have it not look like the county fair.
While the restaurant owners are making plans to improve their patios, the city has still not made a final decision on what to do with them.
We hope they make it permanent. We look forward to them making something permanent here so we can use it because we like it. Our customers like it.
For now, patios are still here and warmer weather is drawing people out to enjoy their time at these restaurants. AJ Norwood, Newswatch, Ole Miss.
The city of Oxford has not yet released a plan on how these outdoor seating areas will operate in the city. Back to you, Hannah.
Oxford's annual Double-Decker Arts Festival has been canceled for the second year in a row due to COVID concerns, causing financial strain to some local vendors. The festival is a substantial source of income for local vendors as well as the city. The festival brings in an average of around 60,000 people yearly. It features over 100 art and 20 local food vendors, all of whom are affected by this second cancellation. The city will continue hosting smaller events to promote tourism and generate income in an attempt to lessen the blow of another cancellation. A young Oxford resident is stepping up to take on Mayor Tannehill in the next election. Matthew Henley has more.
On this year's ballot for the mayor's race is one of the youngest candidates to ever run for the office in Oxford.
My community is able to embrace change, so I felt that it would be something good to do for the city.
At just 18 years old, Brandon Pettis is taking the leap into local government after being fed up with the nation's political environment of the last few years.
I feel like it's just a bunch of people arguing and not trying to help people which is what I believe that government is there for.
But for Pettis, ambitious pursuits are nothing new.
This is where all of my best memories are.
He graduated early from Oxford High School at age 16, and that's where he met one of his campaign staffers, Chloe Jones.
We met freshman year of high school in our band program, and my first impression of him was, oh my gosh, who is this kid? He is like so ambitious.
And last year, Pettis told his friends that he'd be running for mayor. Their reaction?
Are you serious?
But despite the criticism surrounding his youth, Pettis and his team say age doesn't affect the capability to lead.
All across the United States right now, actually, younger people are running for offices and doing amazing things that only older people would have done back then. And I think that's really beautiful.
He's really been one to wow the older people because they would be like, oh my gosh, you're so mature for your age and everything. And really it's just a mindset. And he has that mindset.
Jones says her role is to make sure that people know what kind of person and leader Brandon is.
He's strong, will not give up, resilient, and unapologetic about, what he believes in and what he stands for, and he will not quit until, he gets what he needs done.
If he wins?
I have not thought much about if I win, honestly. Making affordable housing more accessible and also bringing job industry to the city since everything is closing.
And if he loses?
Not immediately, but I'm going to go back to school and continue learning, and this isn't the end for me here. It's just the beginning.
Win or lose, Pettis says he wants to set an example for other kids who have a similar desire to institute change.
I just want to let people know that anything is possible, whether or not, like you said, I win or lose. I still made it to the ballot, and that was monumental to me.
And Brandon says he'll be running as an independent in this year's election against incumbent Mayor Robin Tannehill, who will also be running as an independent. And for more on Brandon, you can check out his website at pettisformayor.com. That is Pettis, the number 4, mayor.com. And that general election will be taking place this summer on June 8th. In Oxford, I'm Matthew Henley, Newswatch Ole Miss.
Ole Miss's annual big event, Oxford Service Project, takes place this weekend. Organizers have been promoting the event all week in front of the Student Union, handing out shirts, pens, and today, free milkshakes. Sponsors have been hosting a virtual 5K run throughout the week. Proceeds go to the service weekend. You can sign up for the 5K or the event through the forum website. We have the latest in sports after the break, but first, Stormwatch reporter Gavin Norton is here to update us on the current conditions.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I brought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
Welcome to Stormwatch. So we're going to take a look at our current conditions. We can see in Oxford here we're at a pleasant 76, and it's all pleasant around. We have South Haven at 74. We have Tupelo even up to 80. But what we're going to want to take a look at is, current temperatures. They're really good. They're over here, actually. They're 76 degrees, mostly sunny, winds, very little, rain, even less. But that is all going to change. We're going to want to take a look at tonight's forecast. We can see it's going to be cloudy, nothing too bad, 62 degrees, chance of rain at 50%. And what that is telling us is tomorrow, it's going to be a doozy. Yeah, we're going to get up to 76 degrees, but it's going to be humid. There are going to be lots of wind. There's going to be lots of thunderstorms. And like I said earlier, chances of hail, chances of tornadoes, chance of rain, like 90%. It's going to rain. I would be careful. And we can look over to the week ahead. Things are going to get a little bit better. There is light at the end of the tunnel. We're going to see sunny skies by the weekend. But what we really want to look out for are the storms tomorrow and the high chances of hail and high winds. So Hannah, it's back to you.
Thanks, Gavin. It was a disappointing weekend for Ole Miss basketball, but there's still competition to look forward to. Emily Cochran has what's next for Rebel Hoops and a whole lot more coming up in sports.
You told me not to talk to strangers. You told me not to cross the street without looking both ways.
You told me not to touch the stove.
You told me not to do drugs.
You told me not to drink and drive.
You gave me so many messages about how to stay safe. Why didn't you keep me safe by properly storing your gun?
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
After just missing out on the NCAA tournament, both the Ole Miss men's and women's basketball team will have at least one more game on the court as they prepare for the National Invitational Tournament. Head coach Kermit Davis and the Rebels dropped a nail-biter to LSU over the weekend despite a red-hot shooting performance by Jarkel Joyner in the second half. And as for Coach O and her Rebels, they dropped an absolute thriller over the weekend to Tennessee. But the storm isn't over quite yet as Coach O tested positive for COVID-19 earlier today. Per the CDC guidelines, Coach O will miss at least the first few games of the upcoming WNIT. And firing things over to the gun range, the Ole Miss rifle team concluded its season over the weekend with a third-place finish at the 2021 NCAA Rifle Championships with a team score of 4,710. This team score was the highest the Rebels have ever scored in program history. The Rebel rifle team was led by freshman Leah Horvath, who qualified for the final in back-to-back days. Horvath went on to place third overall in the event. Head coach Marsha Beasley had nothing but praise for her team, saying that their hard work and focus really paid off this weekend. And now to hit the ground running on the track, the Ole Miss men's track and field team had quite the showing at the NCAA Indoor Championships over the weekend. Senior Waleed Sullivan and sophomore Mario Garcia Romo helped push the Rebel men's indoor team into the record books over the weekend, earning the Rebels a 10th place finish. This finish was the best by a Rebel men's indoor team since 2001. And if this wasn't enough history to make, the Rebel men's distance medley clocked its third fastest time in NCAA history. The Rebel women ended up 19th in the team standings with 12 total points, making it the third most in program history and the most since the 13 points scored in 2017. The Rebel track and field team will hit the ground running to start the outdoor season on Friday at the Auburn Tiger Track Classic. And swinging things over to the diamond, the Ole Miss baseball team was able to take the series against Louisiana Monroe over the weekend. In game one of the series, the Rebels were absolutely dominant as they knocked off the Warhawks by the score of 10-1. But game two is where things got a little bit more interesting. The game was firmly in the hands of Coach Mike Bianco and the Rebels up until the 8th inning, where the Warhawks took the lead to make the score 5-4. But whenever the Warhawks posed a question, the Rebels had an answer. Down 5-4 in the bottom of the 9th, junior Kevin Graham was able to bail out the Rebels as he knocked the fastball over the right field fence for a walk-off victory, giving the team a 6-5 win. But the winning ways wouldn't continue for the Rebels in Game 3 as they fell to the Warhawks 8-3. The Rebel baseball team got off to a hot start, but a 5-run fourth inning from ULM snatched every bit of confidence from coach Mike Bianco and Ole Miss. With tomorrow's matchup against Louisiana Tech canceled, the Rebels will see competition again on the diamond as they take on the Auburn Tigers on Friday. And keeping things on the diamond, the Ole Miss softball team flexed its muscles against the Mississippi State Bulldogs over the weekend. In a series where Ole Miss was dominant all the way through, Game 3 was one that put the icing on the cake. In just 5 innings, the Rebels completed the sweep against Mississippi State, run-ruling the Bulldogs 8-0. Yesterday's win marked the first sweep over the Bulldogs in program history. The Rebel softball team will look to keep this momentum rolling into Friday as they travel to Arkansas to take on the Razorbacks. Well, that's all I've got for sports. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at @Rebel_Watch for the latest on Ole Miss sports. Hannah, back to you.
Thanks for that, AJ. We have a reason for you to take a chance today, simply because you can do no wrong. See why after the break.
I am what hunger looks like in America. I was created by artificial intelligence from faces of the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger.
Today you can do no wrong because it is National Everything You Do Is Right Day. The origin of this day is unknown, but it is here to make you feel a little better after yesterday's National Everything You Think Is Wrong Day. We suggest you go out and test your luck with this good mojo as you live out the rest of your evening. Well, that's all we have for today. Thank you for tuning in to Newswatch Ole Miss. Make sure to follow our social media pages for all updates. I'm Hannah Deere. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.